National Geographic Today, exploring the world and all its wonder. This is National Geographic Today.
Well, February is Black History Month, and we're starting our celebrations here on National Geographic Today by telling the story of one very special man. That's Father Moses Berry from southwestern Missouri. Now, it's a frightening thing for all of us to face the ghosts of your past, especially when those ghosts are your own ancestors who had to suffer horribly at the hands of racial injustice. Most people would just run away, but not Father Berry. He did the opposite. He went back to his birthplace to tell the stories of the past in order to make a better future.
In the quiet town of Ash Grove, Missouri, Father Moses Berry wants to lay old demons to rest.
This particular quilt.
Nearly every day, he tells visitors to his tiny museum the story of slavery, its impact and its legacy in this community.
This is a neck iron.
For Father Berry, himself a descendant of slaves, it's a very personal story.
And this goes through here and acts as a padlock, and that's how they held them secure.
And it's a story he wants visitors to understand through their experience here.
Can you imagine having this on, moving from place to place? Of course, they wouldn't be this kind. Well, it's a perfect fit. So this is how a person would be confined. It was a horrible thing. You know, this was an instrument, a mean instrument that held the slaves captive. And I also think it's a beautiful thing because I know it held my ancestors.
Images of his ancestors cover the walls, but theirs is an uncommon history in this part of the Ozarks, a place many black families fled because of what happened nearly a century ago. On Good Friday 1906, in nearby Springfield, Missouri, a lynch mob swarmed the jail and grabbed 3 black men accused of raping a white woman. The men were hanged from a tower in the middle of the public square. The white woman who claimed the 3 black men raped her later admitted that her story wasn't true. But the damage was done and celebrated. Someone in Springfield even minted a coin.
On the one side, 1906, Good Friday. And on the other side of the coin it said, the lynching of 3 niggers.
In the days after the lynching, panic spread among black residents, and thousands left the Springfield area, never to return. Father Berry's family was one of the few that stayed. Racial animosity continued for decades. And so, when after years of work in Eastern Orthodox churches around the country, Father Berry decided to return to Ash Grove and open his museum, friends cautioned him.
My family friends called me here and they said, you know, you better be careful opening up a museum in that little town. White folks aren't going to like it.
Despite that warning, he says the reception here has been warm. Townspeople even helped him clean up his family's cemetery, overgrown and almost forgotten for decades. The tombstone of his great-great-grandmother, a slave, is barely standing. Many other slaves are buried in unmarked graves here. A few years ago, Father Berry moved his family back into the farmhouse where his grandmother raised him. Nearby, he built this new church. It's no bigger than a single-car garage. But within this small frame, he holds to his faith and his quest for racial harmony. In this way, Father Berry hopes to resurrect his hometown's lost heritage of black Americans.
I can look back at my ancestors and go, these guys endured. They were slaves and children of slaves, and they were able to live their life and leave behind a loving legacy that people even today appreciate.
Oh, charity, charity, suffer alone. Oh, charity, charity, suffer alone. Oh, charity, charity, suffer alone. If you got charity, you ain't got nothing at all.